I'm going to say welcome, welcome, welcome to Today with Tanza, where every day is different. I want you guys to come on in. Come on, close my door behind you. But remember, please check your energy before you come up in my shit. Okay? Okay.
You know,
welcome, Rafael.
The porn these days is just, it's not doing it women any justice, because, I mean, the women in these porns do fucking everything, and then, you know, you think that your girl's gonna do all this stuff that the woman did in the video, and she's like, nah.
Do you want that? Everything that we're seeing out there. So back in the day, the big thing is, I don't even know if I should say it like this or not. So for 2 sound bites, I'm going to say, back in the day, the big thing was whether or not you should give fellatio or not.
Fellatio, okay, I like that.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Back in the day, the whole point was whether or not you were sucking dick or not.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah, that was a big thing.
That was the big thing. That's all I ever heard about.
Yeah.
And especially when it came to people, black people or women of color, it was a thing. We didn't do that.
Yeah. I remember one girl told me, she was like, the only thing that goes in my mouth is food.
That really was, in my day, that was the battle.
Yeah.
That's what we were fighting the white girls over, if somebody wants to know. That's what we were fighting the white girls about, because our mama said we weren't supposed to do that. We didn't even know our mamas had been doing it for years. They didn't tell us.
Yep, they were the freaks. I mean, back in the day, they were freaks. Like, my grandmother had, like, fucking 18 kids. I'm like, what were you doing? Were you going to school? Like,
where's the time for all
yeah.
that? I know it's getting hot. I should let this out.
Let it. It gives you, like, nice glow.
Well, yeah. That's the problem with this stuff.
All my grandmothers were hookers. Like, they have all these kids.
I did not realize.
All these damn kids.
I did not realize Got it? No, you probably need to get this because I got a bad shoulder. There you go. Does that help you?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I did not realize that my mother actually had sex. Ever.
Yeah, of course not.
Until I was probably 30. Before I actually realized that my mother had to.
You never walked in on anything?
But so I did. No, I did. I remember being like a little toddler and walking in on my parents. Oh, Daddy, if you're watching this, it happened.
So right, I think everybody's had
that moment. But you put that away for whatever reason. You dismiss that. You go on and you never act. Like I tell my kids all the time, you don't even think of your parents as people, as actual people, until you hit a stage in life that you can reflect back and remember what your mother, like now in my 40s, I remember my mother, and I see her completely different, because when I was 20, she was in her 40s.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh shit, she wasn't getting any. Or
she probably was.
She probably was. Yeah, but I get it now. I didn't get it back then. So I didn't know that. But what were we talking about? I forgot. See how this works?
We're off the rails already. It's off
the rails. But anyway, so back in the day, it was about whether or not
fellatio. But
now we're watching Pornhub. See how much I know. And we're seeing girls doing
a lot of crazy shit. And I said this on my podcast. I'm not angry.
I'm not angry.
I'm not angry. Yeah, I mean,
Rafael
some
Diaz.
of the.
I'm not angry. That's how you find you. I had to go by your name.
Yeah, you have to put in my name. And I found some of the stuff on there. It's just like, it's a lot of spitting. That's the new thing, and you know, there's always somebody like, guys love this, and I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to?
Spitting.
A lot of spitting. All these videos, if there's not a pile of drool on the floor, it's not supposed to be right. And you know, I've talked to a lot of friends who do like that stuff, and I'm like, ugh.
Who cleans that in the end? Okay,
that's
so
how I
that
am
takes
now.
me back to...
Yeah, that's how I that's how I am now.
Let's back up for a second.
Clean up all this goddamn mess.
Do you find that you look at sex differently? Like, okay, we can't do it this way because that's going to cause too much problems.
Yeah. I'm not trying to clean up on aisle 6 when I'm done. I'm not trying to, like, this ain't WAP, get the bucket in the mop. I'm not trying to do all that crap.
Okay,
no.
Right.
Absolutely
so
not.
we have to curb whatever we would have done in our 20s and didn't care about. I want my walls to stay clean.
I just bought these goddamn curtains. I don't want no goddamn stains, or I gotta take this to a dry cleaner. Yeah, I don't want none of that.
No, I'm not. I saw that one video, I forget, Mimi, I think it was, when she was on the shower thing. And I'm like, yeah, maybe if he had said in my 20s, do that shit. But now I'm like, if you break my shower. No, I'm not doing that shit because the shower. It's no longer about fun. It's about what damage comes after.
Yeah. Like, you better pay for this shit.
That's hilarious. But so anyway, so back to the whole fellatio thing. So now it's more about fellatio is whether or not you're taking it in the ass.
Yeah, or backdoor. You can do that.
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, backdoor. I mean, it depends on how you want to say it, but yeah.
There's a lot of requirements. Do most guys want all that?
No. I mean, a lot of guys actually are terrified of it because they hear stories of, other gentlemen trying that, and they're like,
really?
Like horror stories. I heard horror stories where I'm at the point where I'm good. I'm good. I don't need to, but in porn, they just make it look effortless. Like it just,
right.
But like if you like listen to these porn stars, it takes them a day to prep for that particular.
Right. Because how do you not have any shit up there?
Yeah, and they got to do all these things. It was like they got an enema, and then they got to clean, and then they got to like make sure they don't eat certain things. And
Porn's
it's like
not real.
Yeah. You got to look at behind the scenes. It was like, I actually
real.
saw that on Netflix. It shows you all the tricks that they do, and I'm like, look, for an anal scene, we have to do like a day or two ahead to plan for this and get ready for this. I'm like, but then you see it and you just see them do it automatically, so you just think your woman can just do this automatically, and that's where you hear the horror stories.
I've always said, so I'm a rational thinker when it comes to people and people's behaviors, right? So I know that men and women are different in a lot of ways, but there are some basics that are the same for both of us. Behind the scenes is for a certain function, right? Which is, so if it doesn't feel good to you,
It doesn't.
Why would it feel like nobody is comfortable when the doctor for the first time says bend over, I have to stick an enema up ass.
Yep.
That goes back to what we were talking about earlier about how we teach ourselves to like shit that we
don't.
We convince ourselves.
We had a conversation off air, and it all comes back full circle.
All full circle. Like you convince yourself that I can't imagine, and I know that women and people are going to come back at me about this because I know that there are going to be people that say, "Oh, I really love this," and maybe you do.
Yeah. Maybe
you do. I just don't see how, upon your first experience and someone suggesting that to you, that you would be like, yeah,
sign me up.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
Shove it, fist me right on up the.
What? I mean, guys are nervous when I'm nervous when I turn 40. I'm supposed to get that test where they're supposed to put my finger in. I don't know what the prostate.
Right,
check my
prostate. Right.
Yeah, I'm nervous for that. I'm like, God, and I do frequent the doctor every year. I go to the doctor just to make sure everything's good. But I'm like, I'm terrified to turn 40. I'm hoping by 40 they can figure out another way to do that. But yeah.
I don't know. I think that you should not be terrified of turning 40. There are some real serious changes that take place. And again, it's going to be great. Yeah. You're going to be, great things are going to happen for you anyway. Especially if you guys keep watching. What's the name of that thing again?
I'm Not Angry.
I'm Not Angry.
Yeah.
I'm Not Angry. Available on YouTube,
Spotify, Google.
Are you on Spotify?
Yeah.
Why are you always trying to show out and show me up?
Apple Podcasts. So yeah, it's out there.
And Apple Podcasts.
Yeah, I'm out on all those platforms.
He's such a professional.
Yeah.
Sidebar for 1 second. I just want to tell you guys that when we started out talking about how we were dreaming in the office, right?
Yeah.
And he has always been the one to say, I have to have this and I have to have this certain setup this way,
Mm-hmm.
very precise and calculated. And when he launched his first episode of I'm Not Angry, which was fantastic, it looks professional like any other podcast I've ever seen out there.
Yeah.
Flip it over to this flaky flower girl. I was like, okay, well, there's a record on my camera. Let me flip it around. Hi. That was my first episode. Hi, I'm doing my nail. No, I think I was sitting on my couch. But yeah,
But I have to say, then I have to say she got me out of that, because if I actually really waited to get all the stuff I wanted to get, I would have never shot the podcast. Because I wanted like the top notch stuff. Like I wanted the best camera, wanted the best microphone, and I'm just glad I just did it. You know, she kept telling me, just do it, just do it. And you know, I'm glad, because if I still had it in my mind like to have all the stuff, it would be done to this day, and I'm already on 10 episodes. So
I cannot believe you've done 10 episodes.
Yeah, crazy, and it's been fun. I mean,
so first episode to episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference? What changes in you and your content and all that? Do you see a difference?
Yeah.
So what's different?
The video editing got different. I started understanding more of transitions and all that stuff, and now we all actually talked off camera about this thing called LUTs, and you know how it makes colors pop, and you know how it makes us pop. We could
which
shine.
Really I don't have, y'all already, you know that.
And anyway. I just learned about this, so I haven't even done this yet, but I'm gonna start messing around with it. But you just learn a lot, man. You learn the terms. Like some of these terms I didn't know before, but I'm learning a lot, and it's been a fun process.
Okay. Were you nervous on the first episode?
More nervous putting it out and it not looking the way I wanted it to look. But like being on camera, I love being on camera. If you guys go to my social media, I love being on camera. Like I love it. That's my thing. But posting something and me liking it was the big fear.
Okay, so now episode 10.
Mm-hmm.
Is the fear the same?
No, it's completely gone.
Really?
It's completely gone. Yeah.
Not worrying about it. It's just about getting it out, getting it done, and putting it out there.
Yeah.
I think that's interesting, and I also think that you're right. You had a huge advantage in that you had a social media presence before you ever even came out with your podcast. Yes. Whereas I had to develop a social media presence.
Yeah. Weren't you camera shy?
I hate the camera.
Yeah.
I absolutely hate. I hate to be seen, which is why you remember when you first met me, I didn't talk to people.
Nope.
But the impression is that I want to be seen because I love clothing. Yeah. When I'm out, I like to present well. And so I present well when I'm out, but I really am highly introverted and
she got a lot of compliments, by the way. They called her Black Barbie.
They did call me Black Barbie. and again, because they didn't know that at the house I wear muumuus, and they didn't know. They didn't, So the impression, and they also like thought I was mean.
Day. Yeah.
They thought I was a bitch, but I'm really
no.
But I am reserved. I think that's just the New Yorker in me. If you talk to me, if you talk to me and get to know me, then you will see that I'm just like anybody else. But in order to be able to talk to me, you have to be within this
the inner circle.
You have to be because we would have never spoken if you had never come to sit next to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah. I don't even remember what our first conversation is, but she only talked to one person, and then when he left, I moved over, and then
And so
I was the new next door person. So
I'm getting a little better though. I'm getting a little better with being in front of the camera. I'm a very animated person. When you get to know me, I'm very animated. So if you look at my first videos, I tried to be relaxed. Then I got a little bit more relaxed, and I was doing okay in front of the camera. And let me tell you what happened is that but I still wasn't feeling any pressure because I felt like nobody's watching this shit.
Yeah. Okay.
once I started feeling some pressure because I was hearing back from people, so I realized, oh, somebody's actually looking at me
and listening. Yeah.
And then the
introvert came up.
The introvert has started to come back really, really badly, with the exception of when I'm doing my music videos, because that's acting. And so you can just, you know, it's a performance. And then, but I do better, like when I'm having you here, and y'all can see how my hands are always, I'm in it.
I'm the same way.
It's my natural.
I'm the same way. I'm trying to, you know, hold it down.
Yeah,
like,
and you find in front of the camera, you find yourself like, people are going to think you have Tourette's or something. And
yes, I talk a lot with my hands too.
Yeah, and then you get high, and then you get low, and it's,
But I did want to ask you something.
Okay.
Going back to topic.
Okay, we're going back to topic.
Going back to topic.
You never go back to topic on your podcast.
No.
But I have
I'm off the rails.
You're off the rails. But I have to stay on topic. Don't worry, I'll go get the charger.
I have a question for the ladies. So what is your position on positions? Positions.
Oh, position on positions.
Yeah, position on positions. Because this is a big thing that men talk about. I mean, we don't talk about, you know, our partner, but we do want to know what positions. Because I've asked, I'm like, hey, what kind of positions you do? And it's a common question amongst guys. But I'm curious to know what women think.
Actually think.
Yeah.
Okay. Speaking on behalf of the ladies, I'm sorry if I'm wrong. Okay? I'm sorry. Clearly, I'm going to tell you what I think and how I feel about positions. I am willing to try if you want to.
Okay.
But Tanza gets off this way.
Yeah, okay.
So whatever else you want to do, I've got 10 minutes. You got 3 minutes to try your thing. If it's new and it works out for me, great. We can do that again.
Okay.
And we can still do it again within, you know, you still get your 2 minutes, but I have to have this position. So I think that's normal for most people.
Yeah.
I think even a man, if a woman says, yeah, well, I want it
this
but
way.
your get it is this way, that's gonna be your get it always.
Yeah.
So no matter what we're doing in this performance of sex, at some point I need to get back to my favored position in order to be able to finish off with a bang.
Okay.
That's what I think. But I think most women, even in our age group, I know we're stubborn.
I think there's 3 for guys. To me, there's 3, honestly. Girl on top, guy on top, and guy from behind. That to me.
Well, so what else? Oh, the side.
Yeah, but people do like the side
or
like
the tundra.
Yeah, walking with her like the lawnmower
and holding you up.
Yeah, you seen Baby Boy, you seen Ving Rhames. He's hopping across the woman.
Yeah,
like.
Okay, I got it.
You know,
I got it. The best position is in. Get in.
Yeah. And that's it. That's the show. It's a wrap. In. Just put in.
Get your ass in here. Okay. That's it.